Okay, so today I want to talk about, just quickly this morning, I'm distracted. I know what's going on. I figured that out this morning, and something that maybe you go through yourself as you're starting to do things, as you're starting to train, develop. You kind of get distracted as you're going through, and it can be many different factors, right? I know for me, one of the factors that happens why I get distracted is kind of what I consider as the pain and pleasure model, and something Tony Robbins talks about is that what happens is, if something comes up that's painful, you could try to distract yourself to go to something pleasurable. And what's painful for me is I booked my CompTIA Security Plus exam for September 6th, and that has brought up some emotions of potentially, not doing well, failing, not knowing enough information that I should know. So now I found myself this morning kind of distracting myself, not wanting to study, and kind of procrastinating because it's like, oh, that pressure. So I evaluate that, and I do this process so that I know what's going on, so I can nip it in the bud and get to do, or get focused on what I need to do. So as I learn more about myself and know thyself, I know what happens, I know what comes up, and I know to do some self-evaluation and go through that. So something maybe to help you, I don't know if this comes up with yourself, but when you find yourself distracted, maybe going on, maybe you look at kind of a pain and pleasure model. If there's something painful and uncomfortable, something you don't want to do that's making you distracted, right? Or it's kind of pushing you to be distracted because you want to do something more pleasurable because you don't want to do this painful thing, right? Because it feels uncomfortable, right? And that's where I'm at this morning. And having booked my CompTIA Security Plus exam for September 6th, it's kind of that painful thing for me, which I had to address this morning and say, look, you know what? It's not painful. It's something I really want to do. I want to be a security professional, work in the field. This is just one stepping stone to many that I need to work on to, be proficient in the security field, to be able to work in the field. So that's my mindset. That's what's going on this morning. Again, just wanted to chat about that, and maybe these tips will help you as you're going through, right, what you're doing. You can kind of evaluate and kind of go, okay, what am I finding? What am I being distracted by? What's distracting me over here? And what's kind of that pleasure model that I'm going, oh, this is fun, and what's the pain I'm feeling that's making me go that way? So that's kind of what I'm working on this morning. I got to study my CompTIA Security Plus this afternoon, Python programming. Thank you so much for the comment on Peerless, for Backit Noun, N-A-R, I think it is. Thank you so much for the Wikipedia URL. I'm going to look that up later. But yeah, it's one of those things I'm like, what does that all mean? So I'm going to look that up this afternoon as I'm doing my Python program, just to keep learning. So I'm off. I'm going to go get some studying done, and I'll talk to you later. Okay, so what I've been working on this afternoon, or actually since we last spoke, studying CompTIA Security Plus, got some good studying in. Read a little bit of the Python programming book that I recommended, or I mentioned yesterday, which is a really good book. That I'm in the first chapter. It's more of the overview right now of the author, why they wrote the book, what to expect as you're going through and developing, of progression of, there's quizzes, appendix, there's examples. So just kind of going through the scenario of what you're going to read through the book, and the differences between, I think it was 2.2 and 2.5 Python, 2.2, 2.5, and what to expect as you're reading through it. So this is the version 3 of this book. So just kind of a base introduction right now. I'm really kind of getting into it. Also, what I watched this afternoon is Banking on Bitcoin. I just put that right here. And that's a documentary on Bitcoin. Something that I recommend you watch, especially if you're in cybersecurity. If you're not in cybersecurity, just watch it. Get a base knowledge, know about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, how it worked, how it evolved, and what's it really all about. Because it's something that is in the works for years now, and people are using it. I'm not going to say it's not mainstream, but it's mainstream with different technologies and different people. So it's just another form of currency that is evolving. So just keep an eye on it. Think about what cryptocurrency is, how people use it, how you might be able to implement and use it. Also, the other thing I'm working on this afternoon is I'm just really kind of working on getting out there more, connecting with clients, you know, doing more work, just things along that line. And one thing that's kind of my forte right now, just because I'm still in the beginning and learning phases, is that I'm educating about, you know, vulnerabilities, how to be, you know, different compromises, how to train your staff in potential threats, and just make sure they're aware of things that they have to watch out for and why. So that's what I've been working on. I'm really excited about that, and just kind of evolving more and more on that front, just to get out there as much as I can. So excited about that. So that's it for today's video. As you can tell, I've worked on a lot, really excited. So just don't forget, software is hackable, being connected is vulnerable. I'll see you next video.